Well, that was the end of season 4. What did you think about it, son?
I didn't like it. It didn't have any fights like the last season with Conquer. It didn't have any aura moments. It was all bad. It was just talking. It was just blah blah blah.
Son, can you read? Oh, okay. Now that Invincible season 4 has ended, a lot of people are giving their different critiques and opinions on the finale of the season. And the main reasoning I am seeing being given is the fact that the ending wasn't as impactful as the other 3 season finales. Hey guys, I am DDS here, and today we're going to be getting right into another week of weekly Invincible content, and we are going to be talking about, can Invincible fans breed? As of analyzing episode 8 of Invincible season 4, I came to like a lot of the content that was showed in it. It shows that you don't need to add a fight at the end for it to be impactful. In my opinion, it's one of the most impactful season finales out of all 4 of them so far. Right into this episode, we see Mark having a panic attack about Frag and the other Viltrumites going to Earth. Now, the thing I see about this that they do better in the show than the comics is the fact that they show it in more segments than one. In the comics, it was only one panel of everyone dying. Now, for shock value, it's probably a bit better than the comics, but I prefer the fact that Mark has genuine PTSD from this Freddie Mercury looking Mark. In my opinion, I'd also have the same fear. Have you seen this guy's build? But aside from that, we get to see more characters being developed in the sense that isn't a fight. Later on to the episodes, the rest of the crew reach Earth. And now Mark is obviously as panicked as he is, looking for the Viltrumites around Earth and can't find them. Now in the show, they do extend this a bit further, and I do like that because it makes the impending weight of are they actually here or not. Compared to as in the comics, he flies right there and he finds Frag. Now, in the show, they do it a bit differently. I will be talking more about the show than the comics because I do prefer the show's ending in my opinion. And the way they do it in the show makes the decision more of Mark's choice instead of it being Mark's and Nolan's choice. I agree with the fact that it is Mark. He is the main character of the show, so I would like for the weight of his decision to be put onto his hand. And you can really see how compelled Mark is during this talk with Frag. And the season does a way better job, in my opinion, of developing more on Frag's character. We don't just see him as a bruteful, bashing tyrant of a leader. We see him as someone that can be calm, composed, and somewhat rational in some parts of where he's speaking. If you don't pay attention to him as much, you start to slowly agree with him, which makes a great villain in my opinion. And that's what they've done very well writing with Frag. When you listen to Frag speak, you sort of start agreeing with what he is saying without the context given to him. And as the conversation between him and Mark continues, we see that violence isn't an option. We've seen in every single season finale except for this one, it ends with Mark fighting and solving the problem through violence. And this season shows that violence isn't always the option. Mark goes in there trying to beat Frag up like you didn't see what he did to you last episode. Do we remember? You lost to a guy that didn't bleed. And you go face first and give him another impact for him. Like, bro, please, bleed. Frag is too... gotcha guys. The Frag is too invincible. This guy isn't even flinching. He grabs Mark by the face and throws him right back. Like he was just having a normal Tuesday conversation. Now what this finale does, it develops Mark's character of standing down for his opinion. He knows if he rejects Frag's offer, not only will his planet be gone, but everyone he loves on that planet will also go with it. He knows he can't fight his way out of this scenario. He has tried that already and that did not work. So he has to resolve to agreeing and bargaining. And that to me seems way more compelling than a fight at the end of the season. Now don't get me wrong, I love the action in Invincible. When they actually animate and budget it, like the Conquest fight, I'll never stop glazing that fight. That is top 5 fights of all of Invincible. And the original fight with Omni-Man and Invincible in season 1, those fights were impactful and great to watch. They were visually appealing. But what made this episode finale for me more appealing than all the other 3 was the fact that decisions have consequences, and we can see how that affects Mark in the episode. I like the direction that the directors have gone with this show, especially with discussing very controversial topics like Eve and Mark both getting an abortion. Now in the comics it's a bit later, but in the show they do highlight it in that moment and let Eve explain to Invincible why she got an abortion. Putting Frag aside, we see Mark meet Eve and we are Jamaicans. And the matter of fact aside, the show does develop more on Eve's character. Now, she was getting cracked every episode in season 3 and 4, and I'm surprised this didn't show up sooner, but we learned previously that Eve is pregnant, and now Mark is back. Eve has seemed to gain a lot of weight, and due to this being that the pressure of her dad not being able to work, and on top of that, her getting an abortion. Now, one thing I like about the show is the fact that it will get into deep dive content such as this, and it becomes very severe. Now, the complexity of what's going on right now can be related to real life, and that's why I enjoy this episode a lot. It brings real issues to the show. Now, this is why I believe that Invincible fans can't really read. I've seen more Invincible fans being mad about Eve getting an abortion than Nolan doing half the stuff he does. Now, I'm a D1 Nolan glaze myself. I love Nolan. His character's amazing. He did kill a lot of people. Now, I'm the D1 glaze of Nolan for the fact that he was taught this for thousands and thousands of years. So the fact that he was able to change after 20 and is able to realize his mistake is a very good telling of his character. Now, obviously, that doesn't repay back the stuff that he's done to Debbie and all the people he killed back in Chicago. But the fact is, he is able to change and redeem himself, even though he has murdered that many thousand people. People can forgive the likes of Nolan and Anissa. Now, I'm not even going to get into what Anissa does because that's a spoiler, but I think at this point everyone knows what Anissa does do to Mark later on in the comics. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to change that or add something else different to that. But if the Invincible fans are able to look past what Nolan has done and Anissa, why is it so different with Eve? And that is my point of, I feel like Invincible fans cannot read. They are similar to JJK fans. Don't even get me started on JJK fans, the biggest bloppers of all time. And it brings to the point of media literacy. People aren't watching things to understand shows anymore. People are just watching it for aura and hype. It's the same reason why people are so confused when a character would do something like Mark. People are upset at Mark for having the decisions he made the way he made without looking at the background towards this. Mark is only 19 years old. I am 1 year older than Mark. And so half the decisions that he's had to make in this show would be detrimental in any other person. And the realism that he brings to his character makes this episode so much more compelling. We've seen Mark refuse to the likes of Anissa back in season 2, I believe, when we've seen Mark refuse to the likes of Anissa in season 2. That won't be the last time that happens. But we've seen him stand for what he believes is right and fights back. So the fact that the first time he has had to go against what he believes, to me, is a very compelling feature of this episode. And that's what makes me love this episode. And I've been rewatching it over and over again, seeing some more details in this episode. And it makes me love this finale a bit more than the other 3. And that's what I think about the finale of the show. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I've been reading your guys' comments. I always respond to them. Thank you so much, guys, for the views you've been getting recently on this channel. And if you guys want me to make any other types of content, because I don't know if I'm going to keep doing Invincible content or doing something new later, but I'll let you guys know when I do. But that is your weekly Invincible video, and I hope you guys enjoy it just like that. Peace.